The ratings for the far-left clowns of late night are absolutely imploding. In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest ratings debacle for all three late-night shows, how a conservative alternative is beating virtually all of them, and why we can be sure that their ratings implosion is just beginning. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you. As always, we are your daily fake news antidote. As each and every day, we provide patriotic analysis to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we dive in here, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's Keto Elevate. If you want the benefits of elevated ketone levels, but without having to do the actual difficult parts of the keto diet, cutting those carbs and breads and the like, you'll want Keto Elevate. I use it myself. It tastes great, curbs my appetite for hours. And if you click on that link below, you can get your very first shipment of Keto Elevate on its way to you right now at a whopping 51% off the regular price. So don't wait. Click on that link below and reap the rewards that Keto Elevate can bring to your life today. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. The ratings for the far-left activists disguised as late-night hosts are imploding. And that's across the board. Late night talk show hosts Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, they're all seeing their ratings plummet. Here are their current season-to-date average audience sizes. Late Show with Stephen Colbert down 16%. Tonight Show's Jimmy Fallon down 21%. Jimmy Kimmel Live down 9%. And to add insult to injury, Greg Gutfeld's late night show on Fox is surging. He's surpassing the ultra-leftist Jimmy Kimmel and is now neck and neck with Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show. You'll love a video I did actually on Greg Gutfeld absolutely crushing it in the late night ratings. I take a deep dive there. His premiere show actually beat out Colbert, who's barely been in the lead among the other leftist late night clowns. That video is going to absolutely make your day. The fact of the matter is that these leftist clowns have seen their ratings drop dramatically year after year after year. The one and only Johnny Carson, who I loved, right? I'm a huge Carson fan. Can't even begin to imagine how many Tonight shows I watched as a teenager, but Johnny Carson alone could easily score 9 million viewers in a single night. In fact, nearly 20 million people watched his Tonight Show farewell. By comparison, if Carson was getting 9 million views in a single night, you ready for this? As of 2017, late night viewership of ABC, CBS, and NBC combined barely broke 4 million viewers total. Colbert gets a couple of million a night. Kimmel and Fallon get just over a million. Kimmel, Fallon, and Colbert combined cannot bring in anywhere near the viewership that one episode of Johnny Carson was able to bring in. And by the way, that goes for Jay Leno as well. He was bringing in 6 million viewers all on his own on any given evening. David Letterman about 4 million. Now, what's so bad here with the late night television, the total combination of all three late night shows, the total combination is basically the viewership that Jay Leno could get on his own. And it doesn't even come close to what Johnny Carson was able to get. The viewership for one night of Carson could beat the viewership for all three late night TV shows today combined. Yes, I am hammering this point. Late night television viewership has plummeted, and it continues to plummet. All signs suggest that the three late night TV shows may not even be getting 1 million viewers each in the near future. And we've talked about this before. But both Kimmel and Colbert particularly have deliberately attempted to partisanize their shows. They've deliberately sought to turn their shows into shills for all things left-wing. It's basically a different kind of business model that's responding to the increasing segmentization of viewing audiences. So whereas Johnny Carson was appearing on late night when you only had just a few channels, right, to choose from, ABC, NBC, CBS, now, of course, you've got thousands upon thousands of channels to choose from. So audiences have become increasingly segmented. And so what the producers at the late night shows have been doing is they've decided to partisanize their show, deliberately turning them into shows that rabid leftist liberals would want to watch. Since, of course, all the producers and late night show hosts are themselves rabid liberals. They work in conjunction with the mass media that we talked about in our last video that functions as the telecommunicative glue that holds the liberal globalist political and economic order together. If you haven't already seen it, you will definitely want to check out the latest video we just posted. I just uploaded on a new Oxford study that shows that the U.S. mainstream media is coming dead last in terms of trustworthiness on the international stage. It's going to make your day. But as an extension of this mass media complex, late night television buys into the very same politically correct woke narrative as the mainstream media that I get into in that video. It's the job of the mainstream media to malign President Trump and his tens of millions of patriot followers that the media considers to be a threat to this liberal globalist order. While the mainstream media maligns them, it's the job of the late night clowns to mock them. While the mainstream media rebukes patriots, it's the job of the late night clowns to ridicule patriots. They both function in the same capacity, which is to devalue and diminish and deride anyone and anything they consider a threat to the liberal globalist political and economic order. And as I understand it, it was Stephen Colbert of CBS that first made the move to deliberately reach out to left-wing audiences. He made mocking and ridiculing and excoriating Trump and his supporters a centerpiece of his act. And in so doing, he quickly overtook Jimmy Fallon of NBC in the ratings. And so what Colbert effectively did was he changed the business model of late night television. And as a result of Colbert's success in taking over first place among the three major late night shows, the old late night business model that sought to entertain people of all political persuasions was effectively replaced by a hyper-partisan approach that sought to actively engage only a single political demographic, in this case, of course, the anti-Trump liberal secularist persuasion, subjecting any and all pro-Trump patriots as objects of constant scorn and ridicule. You may remember that when Jimmy Kimmel was asked about whether he was worried about losing Republican viewers by virtue of his own attempt at attracting the same anti-Trump liberal base that Colbert had effectively co-opted in his audience, he basically said good riddance. He actually said it was so stupid. He actually said riddance. I'll just say riddance, not even good riddance, which again is frank, just it's so unclever, it's so uncreative, it's so intellectually lazy. What Kimmel was getting at there is that he and his producers recognize that when he said anything inflammatory against Trump, his ratings went up. Same with Colbert. And so the business model that the producers of these late night shows, that is pushing, they're going after these niche markets, particularly these political niche markets. This appears to be what Colbert and Kimmel have done over Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show. He's generally stayed away from the political niche markets, but as a result, he's seen his ratings decline. And so what Colbert and Kimmel are trying to do is become the late night kings of this ever more partisan, ever more shrinking, diminishing, dwindling market share. And so this ridiculous partisanization is backfiring their ratings big time. But first, in celebration of this upcoming Independence Day, we got some awesome savings for you in our merch store. For just this week alone, buy 2 of our amazing Patriot t-shirts and you're going to get 1 absolutely free. So this is a perfect opportunity to get yourself and your loved ones, some friends, some of the coolest, most patriotic shirts available simply by clicking on the link below. But this is a limited time offer. The sale ends midnight on July 4th, so do not wait. Click on that link below. Take advantage of our buy 2, get 1 free offer today. All right, so check this out, how much the ratings have backfired on this partisanization of late night. Remember the ratings heights of Johnny Carson? Well, today, Colbert barely gets 2 million viewers. I mean, that's down dramatically from where CBS's late night show used to be since him taking over from David Letterman. Letterman was able to get around 4 million viewers. Now it's dropped to just half of that in just a matter of a few years. Kimmel's faring even worse. Jimmy Kimmel's viewership is down 16% from where it was last year. Kimmel's barely getting 1 million viewers. So what we're seeing here is that the liberal left late night hosts are fighting each other over what's left of their left-wing audience. And this is why Greg Gutfeld of Fox is doing so well. He's been able to tap into a conservative audience that the liberals over at ABC and NBC and CBS have thus far ignored. And he's demonstrating now for all to see that the conservative audience is just as formidable, if not even more so, than any numbers constituting a left-wing audience. So we'll certainly be keeping our eyes on how things develop here, but it does indeed look like left-wing late-night television has reached its limits, just like the liberal globalist order itself. Now, before you go, you do want to definitely check out that video I just uploaded on that new study from Oxford that is absolutely humiliating to the mainstream Marxist media here in the United States. You're going to absolutely love it. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.